Hello, and I'm Orange Pitcher 03, and I'm currently wearing my high school soccer warm-up jersey. My mom's probably going to be pissed. So, I actually planned out what I want to talk about today. Today, I'm going to talk about lefties and being left-handed, which I know looks like the right side to you guys, but trust me, it's the left-hand side, and how difficult this makes life for everybody who's a lefty. Which is like 1/10 of the population, but still, that's 1/10 of people who have a more difficult time with life because they were born with the wrong dominant hand. So, to begin with, I have my notes. I know my talking points this time. The first thing I wanted to talk about was actually not what I'm going to talk about. Instead, I'm going to talk about the report that you hear, where you hear like 100 people a year die that are lefties by using right-handed products. And my only thought can be, what kind of right-handed product could kill you? Driving, I feel like, would be the biggest one, just because the shift is wrong. I don't know, maybe it has something to do with the way you drive, and you're shifting in the wrong gear or something, and you get distracted and you drive off the road. That could happen. That I don't know because I don't drive a stick. I have an automatic, but it could happen. Other left-handed, I can't think of anything that's really lefty, righty differentiation. I mean, mice. I've got a mouse. Has anyone ever been killed by a mouse? I mean, of their own doing. You can see like swinging one around, like whacking someone in the head. That doesn't seem like a possibility. I'm trying to think, like, what could you? Knives aren't handed. What sharp? Pencil sharpeners. Pencil sharpeners cannot kill you unless you're an idiot. So I guess that kind of brings me up to my next point, because they say there's this whole correlation between like artistry and also insanity and left-handedness. Maybe the reason there's actual deaths from people using right-handed specific objects is because the idiots are doing it. The insane people who are lefties. Because apparently science says that there's some sort of correlation between insanity and left-handedness. More so than right-handedness. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm a college student. But anyways, I don't understand it. If you or anyone you know has died or been injured from using an object meant for the other hand, I'd love to hear about it, because I still don't believe it. But touching on a second point that I want to talk about was this whole correlation between being smart and or artsy and left-handed. And from personal experience, it's kind of true. I don't know why. I guess it has something to do with the way your brain thinks. But in some of my college engineering classes, you'd see like out of 20 kids, like 10 would be lefties, which doesn't make any sense because, you know, mathematically it should be 2. So if anyone knows exactly why that is, keep it to yourself, because I don't really care. All I know is that you pick up these things. You notice when there's lefties around, and it's kind of nice being amongst our own kind, because we don't have to worry about people using the wrong pencil sharpener and accidentally killing half the class when it explodes. Again, I still can't figure out how people get hurt, but you know, whatever. Another talking point that really isn't even relevant to what I was talking about before is lefties in sports. And lefties screw up everything in sports, because most coaches are right-handed. So when they teach things, they teach it from the right-handed point of view, and the lefty has to do everything backwards. That was an issue for me growing up playing baseball, because a lot of drills are focused on, you know, fielding ground balls and making it throw to first. I played third base. You know, some lefties are talented. Most lefties are talented. All lefties are talented. I'm going to go out and say that. So if you're a lefty, congratulations, you are talented. But anyways, I would play third base. And the problem was, is the coach would teach me how to field right-handed. Ugh. So I had to shift everything around to the left-handed side. Sorry, I have a cold. What are you gonna do? Maybe lefties are more susceptible to disease. Somebody look that up. Anyways, yeah, lefties in sports, while they may be highly coveted, it's really difficult to learn because you do have to sort of picture everything in like a mirror. So when your coach teaches you to flip the ball thumbs down, you see it like that in one direction. You have to go the other direction. Shooting a basketball, it's not as difficult. You know, go like that, and you get a shift over, and it was just always awkward for me. Baseball, golf, anything. I learned to play those two right-handed actually because that's how I was taught. So I don't really know what to tell you. Um, yeah. And my last talking point, which I think was a good one. Oh yeah. This is one of my favorite stories. I gotta look it up for a second, but I know I said that this is an uneducated opinion on left-handedness, uh, but I do have to tell this. Here we go. Okay, so um, this is the story of where's he? Gaius Musius Scaevola. This guy was a total badass, right? So, okay, I'm gonna read this off of Wikipedia. So, I learned about it in history class in my Latin class in high school, but I don't remember it that well apart from the general premise of the story. So, anyways, there's this guy named Gaius Musius, right? Romans. It's like maybe like Gary. Gary. Yeah, his name's Gary. Gary Musius. Anyways, so he is a Roman, and they are fighting some guys from Clusium, led by the king Lars Porsena. And basically, Musius and a couple of other guys are sent into the Clusians camp, and they're supposed to assassinate the king. And they accidentally wind up assassinating, I think, a cook or like a high priest or something. So they totally screw up and they all get caught. And so they get caught and they get brought in front of the king. And Musius takes his right hand and sticks it in a fire. Imagine there's a fire around my hand. Right. So he sticks it in a fire, burns it off. And back in the day, lefties are like Satan. Anyways, he gets the nickname Lefty, which means Scaevola, which got added onto his name. So he was Gaius Musius, now he's Gaius Musius Scaevola. So he becomes known as Lefty, which is that's so cool, man. Could you imagine putting your hand in a fire and being like, screw you, king. We are Romans. Why is my right arm still out? So, anyways, that is all I have to say on the subject of lefties. Again, if you know of somebody or are somebody who was involved in a terrible, terrible accident involving someone being left-handed and hurting themselves using a right-handed object, or the other way around, if you're right-handed and hurt yourself using a lefty object, which I don't even know if they exist, maybe a binder. Binders suck, because you're always writing on the thing, the notebooks, spiral notebooks. You know what I'm talking about. If you know of any instances of that, or if perhaps you have some sort of constructive criticism, or you just want to say that I'm handsome and you love me, you feel free to leave that in the comments. I'll try and get back to as many as I can, and that's all I have to say on the matter. So that's what I think about lefties. Bye. Have a nice day, nice week, nice month, nice year, nice life.